کجا رفت؟
Don't make me chase you. Stop or I will.
نیو نکن دیگه بابا اینجوری نکن. یارو رفت. سلام آمدید، هستم خیلی خوشحالم که با یه ویدیوی دیگه از بازی L.A Noire در خدمت شما هم. کارگاه فلپس 1247 از دایره L.A Pd هستم در خدمت شما. اگر برای اولین بار که دارید ویدیوهای من میبینید حتما سابسکرایب کنید، دکمه زنگوله کنارش هم بزنید. بدون هیچ حرف و بدون هیچ حدیثی بریم زودتر سراغ بازی. Let's go! Oh, ballroom Jazz Club. ببینیم چه خبره. Jazz Club
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
I think we bucked in there and find the goddamn evidence.
چه تنبیه هاشون در نظر گرفته نمیشه. من فکر ندارم که اون گشت بزنم.
I've been in this job 20 years.
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
چه حرف مفتی داری؟ کی بود؟
Goddamn Harry thinks he can get fresh whenever he pleases. I understand you, but thousands wouldn't.
بریم سر صحنه جرم. در ابتدا بریم سر صحنه جرم ببینیم چه خبره، چی بیرون میاد، چه اتفاقی افتاده.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
چه اتفاقی افتاده؟ چرا بهم نمیگی؟
The deals being done right now will change the face of L.A. forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
چیزایی قراره دستگیر ما باشه. صحنه قتل داریم. بله، صحنه قتل داریم.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
طبقه دوم. آپارتمان 6. احتمالا همینه که درش بازه.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
اینم
Can we get on?
همه جمع.
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
اخلاقش دست
You mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
خب خودکشی احتمالی.
Phelps? Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
ببینیم چی گیرمون میاد.
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
یه نگاه دقیق‌تر به سر و گردنش.
The neck is bruised pretty badly.
کبود شده. خب گردن کبود شده باشه آثار خفگیه تا جایی که من میدونم. احتمالاً که خفش کرده دیگه. صدای قرچ قرچی هم میده. صدای قرچ قرچ.
Very unusual ring.
یه حلقه
Could be
عجیب
wrong,
غریب
but it looks like a black
دستشه.
sapphire.
چه ناخونکار احمقی داشتی، چه ناخوناش بد شکلی. خب
Bruising on the forearms and these look like
با
bite
دهن
marks.
گاز گرفته. آخه چرا؟ ای حیوونی.
Eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
خب جالب شد آقا، جالب شد. ما اگه الان بتونیم یه سرنگ پیدا کنیم احتمالا میتونیم ثابت کنیم که این فرضیه‌ای که آقای دکترمون داره میگه کاملا منطقی به نظر میرسه. ولی خب چرا باید یه رو سرنگ اینجا بزنیم؟
So she ran herself a bath and downed some pills, and then she just drifted off.
خب طرف اگه بخواد سرنگ بندازه
always had so much fire,
اگه
so much
باید
drive.
یه چیز دیگه الان ملاقه چی دارم؟
Not being very clear.
تو آشپزخونه بخواد چیز خاصی گیرم نیاد جز این توه.
Okay.
Nothing significant.
یک ارزش نداره. خب این عکس‌ها رو یه نگاهی بندازیم بریم توی این عکس‌ها چی رو میاد، چه
This is all
خانم
top
زیبایی
end of
بوده.
town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
خب این عکس‌ها که پشت قاب معمولا مثلا شاید یه چیزی باشه که به درد بخوره. این که چیزی خاصی نبود. بریم سراغ عکس بعدی.
Beautiful girl.
با لباسای
Clothes certainly
قشنگ.
aren't from the Sears catalog.
حیف زندگی ناملایمتی‌های خودش رو هم داره. عکس وسط
There's been a modeling assignment.
اوهو
It's a place to start.
XXX جولیا. خب دوست عزیزم احتمالا مدلینگ هم کار میکرده. مدلینگ نه شمار دیدم ولی بیشتر دنبال یک عدد سرنگ میگردم. چه سرنگ نیده این دوره من سرنگ دیده به من بگه دیگه، من اذیت نکنیم. من سرنگ لازم دارم. صحبت کردن که الان زوده. اجازه بدید قبل از اینکه چیز بشه من اینجا یه سرنگ رو میتونم پیدا کنم. این اتاق چه میگذارد؟
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
قرص خواب بالا سرش بوده، پس احتمالاً که اوه
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
چه عجیب غریبی بود. این دکترها روانشناس به شدت بدم میاد. احساس میکنم همشون میخوام از بین ببرنش، میخوام داغونت کنم، بیچارت کنم. به خدا وحشت زدم از همشون. اینجا که بازم قرص داریم میبینیم.
Looks like barbiturates.
تکسش شواهد فعلا داره نشون میده که یه ذره اوضاع خودکشی، یعنی احتمال خودکشی بوده. تو داری از چی عکس میندازی داداش؟ داشت از چی عکس مینداخت به نظرتون؟ از چی؟
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
که برند مسناست. خب پس با توجه به اینکه این سنش زیاد بوده، احتمال اینکه یه آدم با سن و سال بالا اینجا زندگی میکرده کنار ایشون بوده، یعنی هست. این رو هم فراموش نکنیم. در حال تو خانم مدلینگ کار میکردن و احتمال اینکه با اینجور دست از افراد جامعه در ارتباط بوده باشه هم هست. خب من یه سورنگ اینجاها چی میتونم پیدا کنم؟
Not sure this means much.
چیز خاصی نیست. اینجا فقط جسد رو داریم. اینجا جواب همونه. متاسفانه خیلی اوضاع بد شد. خب بریم با این خانومه یه صحبت ریز.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldsson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town.
Oh, too bad.
Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
خب بریم راجع به شرایط روانی قربانی سوال بپرسیم که اصلا چرا این فکر خودکشی به سر
No more than normal.
نه داری دروغ میگی. شک دارم.
Would she have killed herself for a man?
Miss Julie would never have killed herself. She was a very determined young lady. One of those people who shake the tree for all it's worth.
خب این احتمال خودکشی رو قطع به یقین رد کرد. گفتش که خیلی احتمال این که این زن قوی بود، احتمال این که خودکشی کرده باشه خیلی پایین. زندگی شخصی قربانی رو ببینید.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
اجازه بدید من یه لحظه مدارکامو نگاه کنم. شک.
Men friends, Mrs. Reynoldsson. Spill it.
I will not spread gossip about Miss Julia. She was very nice to me.
I don't care if she was the Virgin Mary sister. Who was she humping? You changed the sheets.
You're disgusting. If you're going to take that tone, I won't answer any more questions.
حرف زشتی زد. انصافا حرف زشتی زد دیگه. خب چرا آخه اینجوری میگم؟ ما هم یه دونه شاهد داریم که میتونه کمکمون کنه. خب
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
با این کلا چیش مشکوکه.
Mrs. Reynoldsson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynolds. You've been
یه
very
دونه سوال درست جواب
One of the other
دادی.
detectives will take your statement and then you can go
مشکوک
home.
بود دیگه. گند زدم که با این جواب دادم. خب چیزی پیدا نکردی؟ اصلا مردن که میداد. خب let's go. بریم آدرسه که پیدا کردیم آقای هندرسون و اینا رو
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
گلدون چی؟ به به باهوش ذکاوت کی بودم من؟ یعنی که از همین چیزاست که مواد مخدراست که
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
ویدیوی قبلی هم
The
پیدا
autopsy will
کردیم.
confirm it one way or another.
I think our work is done here.
I think too. فکر کنم که کارم اینجا تمومه و بریم سراغ مکانهای بعدی. Let's go. من به تو چیکار دارم؟ برو دیگه. اشکال لباس داستین اشکال لباس زنونه ببینیم که چی گیره میاد. جالب بود که راستی و مولوفسکی دارن با هم دیگه کار میکنن. دایره جلوی خیلی خوشحال شدم که
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it.
Notice you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old...
L.A P.D. این لباس زنونه این مغازه لباس زنونه این چی رو میاد اشکال لباس داستین ساعت 3 بعد از ظهر حدوداً.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning.
قبل اینکه بریم سراغ بازجویی نکته ذکر کنم که صاحب بوتیک با شخصیتی بود نظر می‌رسید و اینکه اینجا کار می‌کرده خانم مدلینگ و اخراج شده ببینیم چرا.
How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
مشکلی تو صحبتاش نمیبینم.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
هنری کیه؟
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
هنری آرنت اگه این داره درست میگه. اینجا یه نکته بگم که الان با عشق اینه و نامزدش حالا هر کی در رابطه‌ای که داره بهش یه انگشتر خیلی گرون مروارید داده و باعث آشناییش با اون خانم مادلینگ شده و اینکه دلیل اخراجش هم از اینجا این بوده که اکثر خانوما نه تنها مردا حتی خانوما هم به خوشگلی و زیبایی اون خانومه که مرده بود حسودی میکردن. خیلی بده این واقعا. ما نکنید حسودی دیگه، خوشگله دیگه، چیکارش کنم؟ آدم من زیبایی رو آفریده که نگاه کنید لذت ببرید دیگه.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
هندرسون نشناخت به نظر من دروغ نمیگه. پریک ذهنش تون شده.
Look, lady, you need to give me something. Do you know anybody who would have cause to harm Julia?
No. Really, Mr. Phelps. Julia's my friend. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her. She's okay, isn't she?
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
واقعا ناراحت شد. بهش اعتماد میکنم. دوستش آورده دوستشه اونجا هم دارن اینجا کجا بریم الان درمونگاه دکتر اسپونمن بخاطر اون داروهایی که تجویز کرده بود بغل
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Beautiful. Nice. درمونگاه دکتر استونمن الان داروخانه بود که درمونگاه دکتر استونمن آخر هم هست. شاید درمونگاه که اینقدر رو نباید داری که همین درمونگاه رو باید طبقه پایین یک و دو دارم. من آدم پشیمون میشه اصلا آدم خودش رو درمونگاه معرفی کنه. درسته آسانسور داره. آسانسور داره یه ذره نظرم راجع بهش عوض کرد. یا تو
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
هم حرف من دکتر روانشناس واقعا پول بی خودی میگیرن. همین دورای مزخرف هم بدونن آخرش هم میمیری. دیوونه تر میشیم. چرا اینجوریه؟
Yes, sir. Your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Come on, guys.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
دکتر من اصلا به دکتر اعتماد ندارم حالا واقعیت.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
همین 6 ماه تونست دیوونه‌اش کنه بعد وقت کارش خودکشی برسونه. داره که مثل سگ دروغ میگه. مثلا من میبینم که این اینجا مدرکی داریم در داله برای اینکه این داره دروغ میگه. این شد آقای با یهود کبود دو قیمتی دو مزنون شد قصه خواب که مثل متوجه شده برای اختلالات خواب و افسردگی تجویز بنزدین جولای 46 اجازه بده این میتونه چیز خوبی باشه. من الان اگه بخوام چی بدم؟ نه نمیخوام فقط بدم امروز چندمه؟ الان چندمه تو بازی؟ این خیلی مهمه چون میگه من بیشتر از 6 ماه نیست که میشه تاش من دروغ میزنم.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
من همینجوری حال میکنم که این
Your prescriptions contradict you, doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
اجازه بدید من دوباره مدارکمو یه چک بکنم ببینم که چی میتونم پیدا کنم. چیزا خاصی نمیتونم پیدا کنم کدوم شک میکنم.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
جفتشو درست جواب دادم. این بسیار عالیه و من 10 تا تجربه اضافه تر کردم. این دکتر رو نمیشه الان بزنیم؟ چیکار کنم؟ اشترنگی میکرد میخواست مدارک جرم رو بین ببره.
No. Doesn't tell me anything.
چیز خاصی نمیگه بهش.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Oh.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
بسیار عالی بچه‌ها. بریم کالبوچه کافی ببینیم که چی گیرمون اومده. احتمالاً تو کالبوچه کافی علت دقیق مرگ رو میتونید الان بهمون بگین. نه نمیتونیم بزنیم این بیمارا رو. خرایی هستیم. باشین احتمالاتون باز. بلند نشین بیدین دکترای مزخرف کلی گول بدید. آخرش هم هیچی. بیمارستان هالیوود. خب بریم این دکتر چی داره؟ داک چی داری واسمون؟ داک عزیز.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 Syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
جالب شد بچه. حالا توضیحشو میدم. چی؟ یه چیز دیگه گفتی دارم. سازنیه؟
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
با توجه به اینکه 2 تا قاتل داشتیم، یعنی فرض بر این گذاشته بودیم که 2 تا قاتل داریم، مشخصا اینه که الان دکتر گفتش که اووردوز کرده دیگه. یعنی قتل بر اثر ایست قلبی و اووردوز بوده. 2 تا قاتل هم بخاطر اون درگیری‌ها و کبودی‌ها و اینا. یکیشون که الان مسئول به اینه که چون 2 ساعت بعد از این مرده و 2 تا هم مورفین کنار جیبش بوده و اثری از مورفین نبوده، احتمالاً مورفینایی که زدن به این خانومه توی جیب این آقاه بوده. این تا اینجا. پس من با نظریه دکتر خیلی مشکلی ندارم. احتمال اینکه الان این یکی از قاتل‌ها بوده و درگیر شدن و بعدش کشتن، حالا اصلا می‌خواستن از بین ببرن آثار قتل رو از بین ببرن و اینا، نمیدونم. خیلی راجع به این قضیه نمیخوام صحبت کنم. الان هم که باید بریم پیش دوست، پسر اون دختره که دوست مقتول بود. بریم چی گیرمون میاد. بریم بازجویی کنیم ازش ببینیم چی گیرمون میاد. Let's go. دارم پلیس هم که همین بغله دیگه. بریم حالا فعلا یه سر به اداره پلیس بزنیم، دوباره برگردیم ببینیم دکتر چیز دیگه نمیخواد به ما بگه. فعلا میخوام ببینیم چه
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest.
یه بار 4-2 کجا بود من یادم نمیاد. داغ بازجویی شماره 2. کان let's go.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
چه به نظرم درست میگه دیگه. انصافا من به همم نباید شک کنه آدم.
The
weren't close. We were friends.
از ریشه تمام اون چیزایی که تو ذهن من بود رو قطع کرد. Just friends. فقط friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
میدونه. اینجا رو داری دروغ میگی؟
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Is this a picture of your car? No.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
اسم قاتله بودا. راجب اینم میدونی. راجب اینم اجازه بده من دفتر یادداشتم رو نگاه کنم ببینم میتونم که ثابت کنم.
You trying to take me down? This is your automobile, correct? You see my mother?
نه همون شک رو باید بزنم چون مدرک خاصی پیدا نکردم.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved, but like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Mary says he'll sing.
چرا من یه سوال کلا درست جواب دادم؟
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
جالب شد دیگه بریم الان سراغ این دوست عزیزمون برای تحویلش کنیم گفت شاید ما رو به قاتل برسونه و اینکه اون کسی هم که اون آقایی که صورتش داغون شده رو دستگیر کرده و گفتش که آمارش رو بگیریم که ببینیم این چیزی از توش در بریم ببینیم که خاصی بیرون من خیلی کلوزشیم بهش این نزدیکشیم بهش باید با فاصله تحویلش کنیم بابا
You got a
نیاد
pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
من دارم خوب تعقیبش میکنم هی الکی داره دریوری میگه سخت نه چرا الکی دوتاشون میبرد لاین عوض میکنی الکی ما دوتیش راست او این چه قانون نداره
Where are you taking us, Henry?
جالب بود این حرکت اینجا هم اونجایی که اون خانومه رو داشتیم تحویل میکردیم اکسور عزیزم اوه خیلی نزدیکیم نمیدونم چرا من
never stepped
دو
foot
سوال
in
اشتباه
Okinawa.
جواب دادم. حتی که خواستی نداشته شاید هم منظرکم کامل نبوده پیدا نکردم یه نوراحت هم کرد که سوال اولم تمام کارم دارم درست میگه چرا باید شک میکردم بهش زن فکرم درگیر کرد خوب مغزشو خونده بودم آره به اونجایی که باید می آورد و احساس میکنم که الان میتونیم بفهمیم که لباس فروشیه بود پادگان اینجا
He needs money and fast.
پول میخواد زودم
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
بریم let's go اول فصل آقا این واقعا پیاده تعقیب کردن این مضمون خیلی سخته از با ماشین تعقیب کردنش این نکته رو بگم این نکته که این الان دوستم رفت ببینه که چی گرو گذاشت که این پول گرفت سریع زهر مار حرف نزد من خودم کارم بلدم و این که ببینیم اون چی پول گرو گذاشته
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
کسی میبینم کجا میره رفت اون برای خیابون اجازه بدید من از این طرف بهش واپلونی بدونم سوال از این لو برم بیام این طرف
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
اصلا این چرا آمده داره پلیس رفت اینجا با کی ملاقات داره اینجا
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to.
میخواد بره مکزیکو سیتی همین الان سریع داره فردا بلیط گرفت
LAPD, the man who just came in here. He bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
چی بهتره؟
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
عجب عجب احتمالاً دکتر با هم آقای محسن بوده دکتره و من اینجا تلفن بزنم و میتونه هم دستش همین آقای بوده باشه عجیبی شد عجیبی شد یه ذره بونگم هنوز
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Okay.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted to Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks for your help.
خب بچه فهمیدین که چی شد. آخرین نفری که اون رفیقی پلون با اون صورتی داغونش که احتمالا که مظنون قتل دستگیر کرده آدرسش گیر آوردیم و این اول گشت نهم هالیوود باش صحبت کنیم بعد بریم پیش رفیقان.
Give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
حالا باید بریم دنبال معصومین اینم بکنیم. یه خیلی جالب شد. داداش ردام مهم نیست ها. قلبم دیگه تونی میزنه نه دیگه نمیتونه. یه ذره اول بازی ببخشید بچه بعد تو کامنت بکنم و اینکه هد زدم آقا من هد زدم. خب بگم این نفر آخرم بزنیم و Phelps 1247.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Oh!
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
تقریبا فهمیدیم که یه دستیاری هم داشتیم اون دو نفری که مجبور کردن این بنده خدا رو که اووردوز کنه و دستور کی بوده اینا رو کارش. اسمش هم گفت برنی هم چیزایی من یادم چون خیلی تمرکز داشتم اسمو یادم نخواهد. بریم اداره پلیس.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
Willie.
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull.
دقیقاً دیگه درست داره میگه. یه نفر اون نگه می‌داشته و اون هم یارو رو بهش میداده که اووردوز کنه و اون آثار ضرب و آثار کبودی اینا فقط بخاطر اینکه دستش رو نگه داشته گاز هم گرفته شده. چرا حالا دو تا مرد قوی یکم گاز گرفتن خانم چرا؟ بریم اداره پلیس ببینیم چی درست چی داره برامون.
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy, goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
I say we bust.
Is the cigarette case on there?
بلنشید بیاد اینجا یه عالمه اطلاعات دارن و اینا.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox. Even the engagement ring was purloined. Our net is a cad.
Coroner says it's gonna be at least a week to get an ID.
لیست قاچاق خانم ایمسون بزنه دیگه گم شدم
I don't care.
دیگه گم شدم
I don't
نمیدونم
go into
چیه
letting gangsters off scot-free.
نمیدونم چی شد اصلا
Brothers and sisters that have met.
بریم سکونتگاه ببینیم چی پیدا کنیم سکونتگاه خفن و سلطنتی داره
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
Sure. حتما بریم دنبالش ببینیم چی داره برامون
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
قیافه اینو فقط نگاه کنی
So you have no idea who did this burglary? A lot of these cases tend to be inside jobs.
How dare you impugn my character and the character of my staff? If you have no further questions, I suggest you leave.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
چه چیز عجیب غریبی شد. این دختره به این مایه داری اصلا چرا باید کار کنه و چرا اون احمق بره بدزدی بقید. ببینیم چی میشه. بریم. آپارتمان آرنت هنری آرنت.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Come on, sister.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Come on, guys.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Oh!
Stop!
LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on, get your hands in the air. Give it up, LAPD. Don't make me chase you. Stop, or I will.
No. کن دیگه بابا اینجوری نکن. یارو رفت. What?
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry? You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Asher on Constantine.
an extremely expensive watch, Henry. A graduation present from my parents. What do you think?
Get his story. Let's see Henry talk his way out of this with Heather in the room.
Okay. بریم سراغ اعترافگیری ببینیم چی میگه.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business. You're lying, Henry. How can you prove that I'm involved, detective? I thought as much. Shouldn't you be calling me an ambulance or something?
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
You wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never going to go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Give it up, Arnett. You're facing the gas chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful, so goddamn cold.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
افتضاح بودم، افتضاح به شدت آشغال بودم.
Turn right here.
Stop. We're here.
What's up? Okay, guys. بریم سراغ دکتر هندرسون که بریم سراغ دکتر هندرسون. همه آتش‌بازی ها از گور این دکترمون بلند میشه
Doctor to something to make this all better.
حالش رو بگیریم و نفلش کنیم. اوکی اوکی درجون الان حالتو میگیرم دکتر.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of
چه کلک
justice.
خوبی زد. خیلی کلک مشکی زد.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Oh, the practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Oh!
Didn't see that coming.
Jesus Christ.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up
آخرین
then.
قطعه پازل این پرونده جالب رو تموم کنیم. ناراحت شدم از اینکه خودکشی کرد، ولی خب به هر حال عاشق دختره بوده برداری بوده نشده دیگه. حالا چه کار کنم؟ پشتمون زندگی میکرده، داش گلمون رو پشتمون زندگی میکرده، داش گلمون چیه میگه؟
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this, the kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one.
Thinking
Mitts as well.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut.
Son of a bitch is around here somewhere. We better search the block. Wait. Pull. You hear that?
صدای موزیک رو میگی؟ آره میشنوم.
He wouldn't be that way.
صدای موزیک سازدهنیه که پیدا کردیم تو وسایل
Wilson Reed,
دکتره.
LAPD, give yourself up.
او رفته اینجا بالا. بجون با منو فرار میکنه. نمیدونم درست میرم. آره اصلا این یارو رو ندیدم. گوشت این بود. الان دوباره با چیز میزنم تو سرمون که بریم بالا. برو بالا بیا مطمئنم باید بریم بالا. بیا الان دوباره با چوب دستی میزنم تو سرم.
He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Oh! چه نمیره؟ مرد فکر کنم.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
پرونده خیلی جذابی بود. من با پروندهش خیلی حال کردم و اینکه خیلی راحت تونستم همزاد پنداری کنم توش. منتها یه چند جا اشتباهات بدی داشتم که کوئسچن ها یه ذره ناراحت جواب دادم و خراب شد دیگه. خیلی بد شد. امیدوارم که لذت برده باشین از این گیم پلی. دمتون گرم که تا آخرش تماشا کردید. اگر به این سبک ویدیوها علاقه دارید حتما منو سابسکرایب کنید که قراره کلی واکترو با هم تو این کانال ببینیم. دمتون گرم تا ویدیو بعدی.